You know, at times I really don't want to pile on and pile on and pile on and continuously milk the same topics, but when there are news updates like these, you kind of have no choice. The Vancouver Canucks have broken the Edmonton Oilers, and all it took were 3 games over the span of a few weeks and some terrible goaltending on top of that to make this happen. The Oilers, as we had talked about last night, after getting smoked by the Vancouver Canucks 6-2 in Rogers Arena, they're not looking all too hot. And what I wanted to do in this video was talk about the implosion from within, the downfall. Wait a minute, is implosion from within kind of contradictory because implosion already implies that it is coming from the inside out? Okay, whatever. You know what I mean here. The Oilers have been really bad this season. And the Vancouver Canucks, I feel, are the main contributors for how that was able to go down. Before we get into why that is, though, let's go over what happened today, which is causing this video to be made. You know, I have my entire video-making schedule. I have ideas that I want to talk about, but once news like this comes out, you have to kind of ignore it and be like, wait a minute, that's a bigger topic. I want to make a video about that instead. The Oilers today announced that Jack Campbell has been placed on waivers for the purpose of reassignment to the AHL. Oh my gosh. That is a $5 million AAV 31-year-old goaltender getting sent down on waivers for free. There is a risk that some team is going to go out there and claim this guy. Although, let's be real here, that's probably not going to happen. Jack Campbell didn't even see a second of ice time yesterday as the Oilers lost to the Canucks 6-2. But the influence, the overarching shadow of Jack Campbell's ill performance this season, combined with Stuart Skinner, it makes for a very terrible idea as to what this team's goaltending is capable of. Just going over to the numbers here. In the season so far, 2023-2024, Jack Campbell has an .873 save percentage in 5 games played and a .450 goals against. Stuart Skinner, on the other hand, an .856 save percentage and a .399 goals against in 7 games played. These guys have not been good. And it's to the extent that you could say that Jay Woodcroft, if that guy gets fired sometime soon, you could very well say the goaltending is what cost him his job. And the twisted part about that is that it's not really Jay Woodcroft's job to have good goaltenders. It's not really Jay Woodcroft's job to make these goaltenders good. It's on Ken Holland to build a team that actually has sustainable NHL caliber goaltending, and as we had seen from yesterday's game, even if Stuart Skinner is relied upon as the main guy from here on out, he's just not that. This has been a sophomore slump for the A's. The guy was a Calder finalist last year, but he's getting lit up by Vancouver, 3 goals, 7 shots against, and these are not, like, super amazing shots either. The first one's an own goal where Skinner is so far out of his net. The second one was just a terrible opportunity for Pia Sutar where he has so much room to shoot at. Stuart Skinner does not have any position at all. And then the third one, a shot in the rebound. Skinner way too far out of his crease once again to try to block that one from coming in. The guy's bad. Really bad. And you could see, even on the 6th goal of the game yesterday, when Petey went to Brock for the cross crease, Skinner completely out of position. He doesn't even try to make the save. It's dead time anyway. I totally get it. It's not really on the goaltender to put in 100% effort at that point in the game. But still, Skinner's not good. Very not good. And this also consisted in the pattern of what Jack Campbell was able to do because his goaltending hasn't really been all too much better. The Oilers, to their credit though, I will say they did try to make things a little bit better because they are calling up Calvin Pickard from the AHL's Bakersfield Condors right here. Pickard has a .939 save percentage in Bakersfield this season and 116 games of NHL experience. Perhaps Pickard can spur Edmonton a couple of wins and allow Campbell to find his game again. We also have ourselves an article published by Frank Saravelli on Daily Faceoff talking about the entire ordeal. Waive goaltender Jack Campbell, recall Calvin Pickard. These are what the Oilers have done over the past few hours here. Campbell, 31, has struggled mightily since signing a 5-year, $25 million deal in Edmonton in 2022. In 5 starts this season, Campbell has allowed at least 4 goals against in 4 games, and he was yanked in the season opener in Vancouver on October 11th. He's let in 19 goals in 4 losses and holds an unsightly .873 save percentage. The Oilers were counting on a bounce-back campaign from Campbell after a brutal first year in oil country. Thanks to 24-year-old rookie Stuart Skinner, Edmonton qualified for the playoffs in spite of Campbell, who had an .888 save percentage over 36 games games last year. Trust in Campbell clearly waned to the point where the coaching staff declined to give Campbell a start in the Stanley Cup playoffs, despite Skinner being pulled in 4 of 12 games. Now, the article then talks more so about Pickard and the rest of the context here. We all know the story, right? Like, the Oilers' goaltending situation was not really the best last year, but Stuart Skinner came in and saved the day. The guy was great. We all expected bigger and badder things out of him, but badder this year has been badder in the way we didn't think. He's not bad, like, oh, that's such a bad save. He's bad as in, yeah, he's playing terribly. And this all started on the first game of the season against the Vancouver Canucks. You see, that game on October 11th was the kicker. We've already talked about this a few times, but both Campbell and Skinner in this 8-1 loss had 4 goals against, 16 shots against, and 12 saves. They both had .750 save percentages. Both Campbell and Skinner got lit up in this first game of the season, and that entire showcase kind of set the tone for the rest of the year. This Oilers team had no bounce back. They had no response. The Vancouver Canucks took it to the Oilers. You had multi-point games out of, 5 players on the team. Hughes, Hronek, Petey, Miller, Besser all had 2 or more points, and most of these guys had 4 points on the night. Vancouver came into 2023-2024 against this Soup Skinner tandem and said, hey, let's destroy their morale for the rest of the week. And that carried over into Game 2 of the regular season when Vancouver played off against Edmonton in Edmonton. That game did not see Thatcher Demko go out there and do his thing. In fact, Demko was pulled in the first game of the season because he was out with the flu. He was vomiting in his mask. But Casey DeSmith gets the start in Edmonton in the second game of the season, and the Vancouver Canucks win once again. This time it's a 4-3 win, and this also sets the tone, because Stuart Skinner in this game also allowed 4 goals against on 16 total shots, .750 save percentage. This is where the Oilers' goaltending starts to become more of a conversation in Oiltown. You're starting to see articles, you're starting to see Reddit posts, you're starting to see Twitter posts made consistently about, hey, we need to think about that. Our goaltending is not the best. We need to start addressing it. This, I feel, is when things started to crumble away, because this second game, Vancouver versus Edmonton, honestly, you could say the Oilers had a better shot at winning. Like, they had a lot of possession, they had a lot of zone time. Casey DeSmith was forced to make 37 saves. Like, he had twice the workload than Stuart Skinner had, but did a much better job in the process just stopping the gosh darn puck. The Oilers' morale in this second game, I feel, tanked more because of the result. The Oilers, you could say, played better. You could say they were a much more dominant team in this game, but they still find a way to lose. Add to this that first game of the season where they got absolutely pummeled, and now you have morale set up for this team that is down in the dumps. It gets a little bit worse. The Oilers play more games against other teams. They win some, they lose some, they mostly lose. They win the Heritage Classic. Everybody's back. Everybody thinks everything is going to bounce back. And then they play Vancouver again, and Stuart Skinner allows 3 goals on 7 shots in the first period after being up 1-0 and having the Canucks need to fend off 20-plus Edmonton shots. Thatcher Demko looks great. That is what a good, real starting goaltender can do for you. Stuart Skinner looks not, and Jack Campbell is the odd man out the next morning because the Oilers realize, hey, we need to get Cal Pickard. That is our guy. He's going to save our team. Yeah, right? Like, this was a roller coaster. This was an absolute roller coaster, and the Vancouver Canucks are the reason it went down this way. So, Edmonton, if you're a fan of the Oilers, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I feel like the majority of the people that are going to be watching this video are not going to be Oilers fans. I don't think Oilers fans like to tune into my content particularly because I've been so negative on your team lately, but I feel like the majority of the people that are going to be watching this video are mostly Canucks fans. So hey, guess what? I actually do want to make another Canucks-related video in the next few hours, not because there's like some big crazy news, but because there's some big crazy rumors going out there. In all this hype of the Vancouver Canucks being amazing, we haven't actually had time to breathe and talk about the other rumors that have been brought up because of it. This team is on the cusp of something special, and it all starts with the Alberta team. So there's your hint for the video later today. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Vancouver Canucks breaking the Edmonton Oilers? Campbell's down on waivers. Pickard's coming back up. Hopefully Pickard is going to be able to give some sort of life into this Oilers team, or maybe not, because it'd be funny to see the Oilers lose and Connor McDavid request a trade. Am I being a classic Canucks fan? Hell no, but I'm sorry if you had better expectations out of me. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And Bye.